My brother, 27, broke his arm and ribs, and confessed to me, 30, that his wife, 25, pushed him off the stairs. How can I help him out? I went to visit my brother last week because he told me that he had met with an accident and broke his arm and his ribs 2 weeks prior. Throughout the day while I was with him, he was narrating a fake accident story that he met with, until later that night when we were alone and he confessed that his wife pushed him off the stairs. I asked him why she would do that and he said that they had a small argument about something that he didn't want to talk about, and she was angry on him and pushed him off the stairs. He told me that she later apologized to him and took him to the hospital immediately and cared for him well, and he said many other things to kind of defend her, but that won't change the fact that she pushed him off the stairs and almost killed him. My brother told me not to question his wife or to tell anyone anything about it, but how can I just stay quiet like this? They've been married for only 2 years, and with all the time I've spent with my sister-in-law, I can say that she's a very short-tempered person and swears at people with the worst possible language. I would want my brother to divorce his wife, but my brother doesn't want that, but he instead wants me to forget everything. How can I forget everything? What can I do as a sister to help him out? I highly doubt this is the first time she's hurt him. You don't randomly become an abuser and push your so down the stairs causing multiple severe injuries over a small argument. No, this has definitely happened before. It may be something men won't admit is abuse, but if the genders were switched it would be obvious. Maybe she verbally degrades him when she's upset, maybe she's slapped him or hit him in anger, maybe she's thrown things. Of course I'm just making assumptions here, but this kind of behavior and rage doesn't show up overnight. I almost guarantee there is a history of some kind of abuse going on. This is what's called domestic violence. Your brother's wife intentionally hurt him. It's possible this was a one-time thing, but it's much more likely that the only thing unusual about this is that he let the secret out. It's very shameful for many men to admit they're being abused by their wife. The sort of thing that contributes to susceptibility to this, a tendency to blame oneself, a concern with appearances, makes it really hard to resist. He's lucky he's alive. Next time he might be less fortunate. As his sibling, you don't really have much of a choice here. To make it simpler, flip their genders. If your sister had been badly beaten by her husband, and said just pretend it didn't happen, would you? The gender thing makes it harder to recognize, but that's what you're facing. If you sound the alarm, your brother doesn't have to leave his wife. He can support her getting help, if he wants. But shining a light on this makes him a lot more likely to survive. You should be prepared for the possibility that he won't forgive you, though. It's a terrible choice, and I'm sorry you face it. But you have to decide whether you'd rather risk alienating your brother, or losing him entirely. I come from an abusive home. When the family notices it is never the first time. Shoving someone down the stairs usually isn't the first time thing. That's already an escalation. I M18 deleted my little sister's F11 game progress that took her 8 months to achieve. I don't know how I'm going to break it to her. This is so bad. My sister is practically obsessed with this game called Cookie Clicker. I mean, she spends all her free time playing it. I've recently broken my laptop, so I have to use our desktop until I get a laptop. Previously, my sister was the only one who used the desktop. When I started using it, she told me to never reboot the computer. I was doing a paper today for school, and the computer would constantly lag, so I couldn't write my paper and it was due really soon. I searched up how to fix it and it said that there were too many files on the computer. Without thinking, I rebooted the computer, and by the time I noticed my mistake, like 3 seconds after I did it, it was already too late. I kept searching for the missing file, checking to see if the game was there. Nope. It's completely wiped. She has 0 cookies, 0 everything. She's at school right now, then at practice after that, and it's no doubt that I seriously messed up. How should I let her know? Update: I told her the truth a couple hours ago, and she was really upset. I even offered to take her out to get her favorite food, but she didn't want to come out the room. She's really mad at me, and I get it. She was sobbing, She wouldn't even come out when our dad wanted to talk to her. I feel her pain. I fucked up. I did place Oreos outside her door. Yes, she took them, but she's still pissed. There's cheat tools that generate like 100 virtual clicks for each click you're clicking. They can also auto-click. You can use these tools for free to get her lots of cookies back before she even comes home. Should still apologize to dude, Ty. I searched up some cheat tools. I know it's not the same, but I just did the whole game.cookies thing, and it worked. She's not able to get all her achievements back, but it gives her somewhere to start that isn't zero. Bury the computer in the backyard. Burn the house down and move to Cuba. There's no extradition. Or just be honest and tell her it was an honest mistake. Either or. I'll keep that in mind when I become the next El Chapo. There are save editors for Cookie Clicker that you could use to get her back to the same progress. Also, Cookie Clicker is insanely easy to hack. Is no one going to point out that never rebooting the computer is crazy? 8 months of never being off. I've played this game. There are save generators online that you can use to somewhat restore her progress. Also, from what I remember, you could copy save files, which are basically long garbled text, that can restore your save and you could easily back up. She probably asked you not to turn the PC off so her cookie would keep clicking overnight. He may have some previous saves backed up somewhere as well. Considering his sister is 11, I feel like her solution was just don't reboot. She could be tech savvy, but if he can't find the files, I doubt they exist unless she named them something obscure for no reason, or has a separate backup hard drive, but again, she's 11. 18 meters, dragged my little sister, 16F, out of a party. Basically, I went to a house party and my little sister was there. When I saw she was there, I told her to go home, but she said she wanted to stay. So I kept my eye on her almost the entire time. But then I got distracted and I ended leaving with some girl for like 20 minutes. But I told one of my best friends to keep an eye on her. Come back, she's doing a line of coke with a group of people. I asked what she was doing and told her I was taking her home, and she said no. So I grabbed her by the arm and dragged her out of there. Now she's pretty pissed at me. She says I embarrassed her. I shouldn't apologize, right? Nope, you're a good brother. No, Op, you don't need to apologize. You did the right thing. To those who are saying she needs rehab, or is headed for disaster, calm down. She's just a kid who's messing around and making a few bad choices, unless there's more to this story we don't know. There's millions of us out here who did the same thing, and we never needed help, and we're still alive, drug-free, and doing just fine. As for telling your parents, I'd say hold off on that for a bit. You can use it as a very strong bargaining chip. Tell your sister, if she ever does this again, or if you even hear that she's out partying with much older kids or screwing around with hard drugs, then you'll let your parents know. Here's the deal. You're her older brother. You don't have to be her best friend. She needs to know that what you did out of love and concern for her, and you do it again in a New York minute. Kids goof around and occasionally do dumb things. Cocaine is one of them. Tell her you will not be allowing her to go down the wrong path, and if she continues to do so, you'll ride her like a rented mule. Wanna have a little fun? Fine. Wanna do illegal drugs? Not gonna happen on your watch. Man, if I was your little sister I'd be absolutely pissed at you, but since I did dumb shit like that when I was younger, I know I wish I'd had someone willing to do what's right for me, even if it made me hate them for a while. Keep your head up, you're a good brother. I will tell you what I told my little sister around that age when I ran into her at a bar. Granted, she was getting more into the hookup scene and not drugs, but it still applies. There are two types of guys you are going to meet when out doing what you are doing. First, you're going to meet the guys that think they're going to get lucky, find out you're 16, and have a problem with that and get mad at you. Mad drunk guys are never a good thing. Second, you're going to meet the guys that think they're going to get lucky, find out you're 16, and don't have a problem with that. Now you're in danger. If your 16-year-old sister is doing cocaine, you should tell your parents or another adult you trust.